basic rhythm pattern and how you can expand on that rhythm pattern using numbers 1 to 8. So let's start with the first part. We're going to use a note called the crotchet or the quarter note, which is worth 1 beat. And we're going to start off by playing 1 to 4 with the right hand on the hi-hat, or left hand on the hi-hat if you're right-handed, left-handed. So, beginning with this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just keep that motion going, counting out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's step number 1. Step number 2 is playing the bass drum with the foot, and we're going to play that on beats 1 and 3. So the hi-hat does the same thing again, but we're just going to put the bass drum in there as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So you want to repeat that and keep it going until you become real comfortable with the feel. The third part is adding the snare drum, and we're going to put the snare drum numbers 2 and 4. So this sounds a bit like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just keep that motion going until you become real comfortable. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next part is we're going to use a new type of note called the quaver, or the 8th note, and we play this note slightly faster than the crotchet note. So the crotchet note again, 1, 2, 3, 4, but this time we're going to play the quavers in this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's kind of like playing the crotchet but faster, okay? So, same deal again. Start with the hi-hat and just count quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, the next step is to play the bass drum on 1. So we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to put the snare drum on number 3. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so get used to that first. However, counting 1 to 4 only gives us half a bar of pattern, and if we're in a bar of 4/4, that's not going to fulfill that bar, because we need to have 4 beats per bar. So to fulfill that bar with this pattern, we're now going to count from 1 to 8, and it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you'll notice that 1 to 4 and 5 to 8 are exactly the same. So it's like you're counting 1 to 4, just round and round. But the reason why I'm suggesting counting 1 to 8 is by doing that, you're playing a full complete bar. Whereas if you're counting 1 to 4, you're only completing half a bar, which wouldn't work under normal circumstances. So again, breaking it down, the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to add the bass drum on 1 and 5. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, The next step is we're going to keep the 1 to 8 on the hi-hat going, and we're going to play the bass drum on numbers 1 and 5. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Once you become familiar with that, we're then going to put the snare drum on beats 3 and 7. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Now, once you're familiar with the hi-hat and the bass drum and the hi-hat and the snare drum, and you know where the numbers are, you just simply put the numbers together. Keep counting out loud, because that'll help you remember where you are when it comes to playing that part of the drum kit that the number represents. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now, that's the tool for getting the pattern together. Once you become more familiar and more comfortable playing that, you'll actually find that you can put the bass and snare drum on different numbers and get different sounding rhythm patterns. So, let's say we put the bass drum on numbers 1, 5 and 6, but we keep the hi-hat 1 to 8, we keep the snare drum on 3 and 7, and again the bass drum on 1, 5 and 6. Okay, so it's like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'll do that again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. So putting those together, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if you put the speed on it, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you'll notice that changing the speed doesn't affect where the drums are with those numbers. It just means that everything remains the same mechanically, but all you're doing is changing the speed. So as the speed changes, the counting of the number changes in speed. Okay, so that's the main steps. So let's think of a couple more. Let's put the bass drum on numbers 1 and 5, and the snare drum on beats 3, 4 and 7. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So together that would be